Since you've gone away, it's never been the same. A piece of me is gone. Since you've gone away, since you've gone.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Good evening. Those are watching right now live on the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show with your host, Vero G. Welcome to everybody watching, tuning in. You guys are watching this live on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and also on Twitch, I believe that's Twitch. So those who in advance, happy Mother's Day to all watching right now. Let me put a picture one more time. You see the screen there. And you know as it is, it's Mother's Day, special occasion out there, everyone who's watching. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And I hope you guys have a great one as it is in advance. So you guys already know. So we're gonna make this short. Usually we do segments, so we're gonna kind of run up quick because we have guests here in a few minutes. So before that, today's guest actually, we're gonna announce this hour. We have the lovely host of Queens Talk TV. She goes by Mslonda. Hope I get it right. We're having a few minutes on here, and also on the 9 o'clock hour, we'll be having Artist Eseibio The Automatic. If I said his name correct. So just want to add that quickly before we continue on the show with this. So we're gonna do this really quickly. And also I did a tribute. This show is a tribute to my mom today, who I'm honored to wear her amazing picture of mine. As you can see here, actually her, forgive me. If you can see that, she just passed away within the last year ago. So just want to honor her today for this show as it is. Yeah. All right. So let's change up the mood a little bit here, as they say. So without furthermore, let's get right into announcements on here. Let's do this quickly because we got to time everything and make sure we're good. We're putting announcements right now. We'll be right back.
Here, you're watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show, and it is part of the announcement segment. So definitely come.
Okay, awesome. All right, thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. Yes. All right, guys, let's get quickly to announcements on the show. Guys, first and foremost, you can vote for me for the 6th annual Full Figure. I believe that's the correct one. The 6th annual Full Figure Industry Awards. Thank you. You too. Sorry, guys. For the the 6th annual Full Figure Industry Awards. Actually, voting is ending very soon on May 14th. So you guys, if you want to contact me, you're more welcome to get the link directly. I'm on the Entertainer of the Year category. So definitely, if you want to support, hit me up, and I'll gladly send you the link for that as we speak. So you guys already know. Also, guys, you can vote for me for the LDM. That's right, LDM section for the category R&B for the song Scars. And you can vote for me there at www.ldmradio.com. You definitely can support there. I appreciate those who are just checking it out. And that's where you can vote for me each week. Well, that's it and done. So let's get it. All right. Also, for another part of voting for me quickly on here, guys, you can vote for me for the, I think the 2nd annual BNR music group. That's for this year. So guys, I'm voting for 3 categories. The first one here is Song of the Year. You guys can see that. Also, I'm under another category, Writer of the Year, and also for Female Artist of the Year. So you guys see that there on the screen. Definitely go support if you guys get a chance to. Appreciate that. With that said and done. All right. So real quickly, let's get into breaking news. I know we got a lot of people waiting right now, so we're gonna get this through. We're gonna get this through, guys. You know how we do here in the show. Also, the chat is open, guys. If you have any questions as we speak right now for everyone tuning in, for the guests or anybody from the nature, definitely, you're more than welcome to do so on here on the show. So let's get right quickly to breaking news. All right, guys, that's part of breaking news. Let's get right into the show. We got a lot of juicy stuff for you guys quickly on here on the show. So let's get right into it. First one we're going to talk about is the that's part of I want to skip into announcements at the end of the show. So those who stick around, tune into. I got some few things I have to announce quickly on that. So let's get into the first thing on breaking news, guys. This gentleman here by the name of, he goes by Angel Ramos. Or Ramos Angel, forgive me. He's a 23-year-old man from Queens and had been arrested in the connection with a multiple alleged rape incidents involving a 14-year-old girl. He stated that Ramos Angel on Friday evening, he is, I believe it states here, he is being charged of second-degree rape, aggravated sexual abuse, and endangering the welfare of a minor, if I get it correct. Yeah. So as you see right here, guys, that's the gentleman, as you see on the screen. these things are unfortunately still happening, and it's unfortunate. He's also charged for other charges, and police are asking if there is any other victims out there. You can call them at the hotline or the NYPD for sex crimes. At the number is 212, forgive me, 267-7273. Again, that's the number. And also the Crime Stoppers number is up there too, is 1-800-577-8477, and that's tips. So please, if you know anybody that's unfortunately with the situation with this gentleman, those are the information or contact where to definitely check them out. But that's it. All right, so next quickly on the breaking news, guys, on here. Let's get right into it. Make up the right picture. No, that's not it. Okay. Always I double check it. All right, quickly. All right, India and Pakistan, the ceasefire has ended the conflict between, of course, those two places. India and Pakistan it was actually shaken by overnight fighting in the dispute about Kashmir region. Heavy exchanges of fire between India and Pakistan troops. The fighting by Sunday morning. The two countries agreed to truce a day earlier after talks to defuse the most serious military confrontation between them in decades. The escalation and violence began last week after a gun massacre of tourists in Indian-controlled Kashmir. Like I said, it's unfortunately we won't live in a world which is crazy as this, so we got to be careful. Everything's happening. With that said and done, so yeah, that. All right, so the other breaking news real quickly on the show, you guys see here on the screen. You can see it clearly. There's pictures of a group of dogs inside an apartment building, and let me just add quickly to that story. So there was more than 40 maltreated Belgian Manolis dogs, so forgive me, that's the breed it's talking about, were found trapped together in a cramped, filthy Queens apartment, sparking animal cruelty investigations. So many dogs were stuffed into the small Regal Park home Thursday morning. They were actually packing the closets and cupboards, states the ASPCA, who reserved the animals. This is unfortunately, these situations do happen, and I just got to do the best we can and just protect these animals out there, and may they get to a good home and be retrained and everything else said and done. So that was it quickly for breaking news. Let's get right into celebrity news. We're getting right into it quickly on the show, guys. If you like anything we have here in the content, you're more than welcome to I'm tired, by the way. Comment, chat, whatever you want to do. Share, like, all that said and done on here on the show. All right, so quickly on celebrity news, get right into it, everybody. Hold on 1 second. I got you.
Audio Jungle.
All right, we're getting to the first nitty gritty of celebrity news, guys. Listen, y'all more than welcome to comment on this quickly in the show. So quickly in the show, Smokey Robinson, who is a legend in the game from Motown and all that said and done, Motown Records. So apparently Smokey Robinson is recently allegedly accused of raping of his 4 former housekeepers for several years. They were terrified to report this to the police because of fear of losing their job and all this statures of situations at the moment. They also state that how his wife had verbally abused them and basically knew what was going on and turned her cheek the other way. As we speak right now, I will update you more on this story of the case. So right now, he had basically stated that this is just a money grab. It's something that is not real. It's fictitious. It's back and forth. So I'll update you more on this story when it's more updated with that said and done. All right, so quickly on this scumbag here on the show. This guy is a real class act in the industry, unfortunately. The one and only Puff Daddy. So quickly, this official Monday, tomorrow actually, it will be the case starting, they're going to start now, the trial for his, the racketeering and I believe a sex trafficking case, as they state. So apparently, they stating that Casey Ventura, who is the ex-girlfriend, ex-fiance of Puff Daddy, will be testifying against him. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see how that works out. Well, I'll update you guys more on this week to week on this case, so we'll stay more on that. All right, last but not least, on the celebrity news, quickly, this is an interesting story. So apparently here, you guys see in the cover on the screen here below, that is I'll Be Sure. He's a well-known R&B artist back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And he's actually making a memoir, or a book, as they say. It's going to be released on September 9th, and it's called Do You Believe Me Now? And in this book, actually, let me just add a note to this here. It says it will be published by Simon & Schuster. That's the publication. The book will cover his life, career, and the medical claims that left him in a coma, including his shocking ties to Sean Diddy Combs. And also we'll talk about his relationship with Kim Porter, which is, his baby mom's, and the relationship with her death in 2018. It will also release, like I said again, on September 9th on that date. So I cannot wait to get some. I might get a copy, so we'll see about that. But I'm definitely waiting to see that when that's said and done. All right, we're done with celebrity news. Let's get ready to I guess. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too as well. We got a lot to talk about on this amazing. We're gonna jump into mental health after the show ends, so we're gonna keep you guys just stay tuned for that. We didn't skip it. We're just gonna go try it together. So, but furthermore, I'm honored to have her in the show. She's an amazing host. She has a lot of things we're gonna talk about on her as well. She got a lot of shows, a lot of things, businesses she's working on. So let's give it up for the one, the only Miss Long. How about I say it right there? Londa or Londa? Why I got it correct? I'll let her say it. Welcome. I can't hear you. I can't.
Sorry.
No,
hello.
it's okay. How are you? Welcome on the show, by the way. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for
You're
having
very
me.
welcome. You're very welcome. We got a lot to talk about. So are you ready?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so I have a quick just run through with what you've been doing. So I also want you to add that as well. But briefly, those who are watching right now on the show, Ms. Londa has been starting her business as of December 2020. Pretty much her first venture is a nonprofit organization named Lady Zena's, I believe, Inc. And
Lady Xenia.
forgive me. Okay, thank you. So I want to make sure. No problem. And that was established with a mission to serve the community and realize the significant challenges of the grant funding. We're going to talk more about your other, ventures into your business career as well. But let's talk more about who you are as Miss Londa.
Okay. I'm 53. Just made 53 yesterday. Thank you. I'm a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 8.
You look well. Listen, God bless. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, cool. So let's talk about more of what influenced you or inspired you to get into these fields.
So with the nonprofit, I've always been somebody that's always been a giving person. And I used to always say if I ever was to win the lottery or something, that I was gonna start a community club or something for kids, something to give back. And one day I was talking to my uncle about it, and he was just kind of telling me how to go about it, because I always thought, well, it does take money, but I thought it really just took a lot of money to start it. And so once I got it started, I just kind of started going from there.
I love that, and I thank you so much for doing that, because we need more people to help other people along the way. It doesn't matter what kind of field, but I think in general, just to give back, it's really a great feeling. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the name itself. How did you get the name to that first nonprofit?
So, the zinnia is a flower, and it comes in many colors. And if you Google the meaning of the zinnia, it's everlasting friendship and long-lasting relationship. So that's why I chose the name.
That. See, this is always the backstory is the best. Awesome. So tell us, with this nonprofit organization, more or less with the community work you do. Do you tell us more into depth? What exactly?
So the nonprofit is geared towards single women with children and teen girls. There's a program called TAFS, which is Teens Aiming for Success, that I've designed for teen girls. And my target is girls who age out of foster care, girls who run away from home, and the trafficked. I'll just say trafficked, because I know you can't say certain things on YouTube. Yeah. So this program, they would come through. There's different categories that they would have to go through, starting from education to life skills, etiquette, self-esteem. They would have to graduate from each program, and at the end, the incentive that I would like for it to be is to be able to help them with deposit, first month's rent, furniture voucher, and household essentials. And even then, for the first 6 months, I would like to do weekly visits just to make sure that they're maintaining employment, just keeping their stability, because you know how it is when you're young and you first get out, it's party, party, party. So yeah.
Again, I'm giving you flowers right now. Okay, listen. If nobody has, I'm giving it here on the show today. You're welcome.
Thank
And
you.
let me tell you, that takes a lot of time, dedication, and it's I value what you're doing, because there's a lot of situations with that particular thing, the trafficking thing you mentioned. It's very thing that's going on as we speak, and it's unfortunate that they're making a profit off of this, and people are now more aware about this, but unfortunately, they just put their face the other way, just like whatever. But I'm happy that you're helping these amazing individuals to recover and become who they are now, and into society and all that. You are.
Thank you.
Okay, so prior to that, you got, like I said, we're gonna go through everything now. Whew, okay, we got that out of the way. So let's talk about your next business venture, which is called Sip and Talk with Mslonda, which is your podcast. But let's talk more about it.
Yes. So I started Sip and Talk with Mslonda because I, like to talk. I'm into a lot of the celebrity gossip, but I used to watch shows like Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, those type of shows. Yes, it was like, I would love to have people come and sit on my couch and, tell me their stories and things of that nature. Because eventually I do want to turn my show into an actual talk show.
Okay, great. You never know. Listen, yes. Manifestation. Awesome. That's amazing. And with that show alone, is it on audio or is it video for that one?
It's video. It's on YouTube. And I also upload my interviews onto my network.
Okay, great. And then, like I said, people are able to check it out. Replay past shows you have, so they could look into more in depth, and that's what it's about in that sense. Okay, awesome. Yes. Awesome. I'm excited. Oh my God. Tell us just a little tea on the show here. Like the past guests you had. Is there one or two guests that really stood out from your past shows?
Yes, interview that I just did recently. There was this viral video going around where the young lady kind of it showed her kind of snatching her baby up and kind of shaking the baby. And above the caption, the father wrote, "Please help me. I really want to spread awareness," or, I'm trying to get help. So I reached out to him to do an interview. And I interviewed him and the ex-boyfriend, and then it led into the other baby mom, and then the other baby mom wanted to come and tell her story. So that story kind of really stood out for me. I kind of caught a little backlash from the mom and things of that nature. But yeah.
No, I understand. Sometimes, you try to be neutral at some situations, and
Yeah, unbiased. I'm an unbiased podcast, and I know that men go through some of the same things as we women do. You know what I'm saying? So, but then it was I let him tell his story, but then he kind of got mad because I let her tell her story. And I already said I'm an unbiased podcast. It's always two sides to a story. I can't just be unfair and only allow one side of the story.
Very true. And tell the viewers watching right now where they can find the YouTube channel for that particular show if they want to subscribe and support it.
Under Sip, it's Sip and Talk, and then just the W. Don't spell without, just use the W. Mslonda.
Perfect. Oh, I'm excited. I give every time. You're welcome. All right. So after, like I said, we got a lot. Prior to that, let's talk about the Clatchet. Is that correct? Clatchet? Okay, I'll make sure I'm gonna get it right.
Yes.
Okay, Clatchet clothing brand you're working on. Let's talk more about that.
Okay, so Clatchet is basically two words together, which is classy ratchet. So it's a woman's line. So you will get sexy but classy, if that makes sense. You might see just a little skin, so that's why I said classy ratchet.
That. Okay, this one's something different. Yes. Awesome. And what made you what got you to just decide to do this brand itself?
So I was going on a girls trip for my birthday one year, and I just kept saying, yeah, we're gonna go at Clatchet, meaning I'm gonna get a little rowdy, but not too rowdy. I'm gonna still keep the classy side of myself. So yeah, when I came back, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make that a clothing brand.
That. Okay. And tell us more about the brand. Is it we're pretty much, is it like gym wear? Is it formal wear?
So it's like women's dresses, like cute little tops with maybe sides out, things of that nature. I'm having the clothing stitched up, or
No,
sketches. I'm sorry, not stitched up, but
I like that.
sketched.
Are
Yeah.
you doing like any pop up shops recently about this, or like having it at retail stores, or just by work?
Once the sketches and everything are done and they're manufactured, yes, I'm going to be doing pop-up shops. I'm going to have it on the website as well, and I do have a page on Facebook for Clatch as well as Instagram
Tell
too.
them, tell them. Listen, this promotion, get it. Come on.
Yes. So yeah, Clatch it on Facebook. It's Classy Ratchet on Facebook, and then on Instagram is Clatch
Oh,
it.
I love this. Okay, awesome. And do you serve all sizes, or is it just different?
I will be
Oh
serving all
yes.
sizes.
Okay,
Yes.
this one because listen, people turn in, turn in. What's up? I love this. Okay, also, are you eventually like when it gets released and put out? Are you like looking into probably like fashion shows or no?
Yes, I would love to have a fashion show and have some people walking the show to, promote the
Okay, listen,
brand.
people, listen. We're putting it out there. We're putting it out there now. just say, people tune into it. Awesome. We never know. We never
Okay.
know. I like that. I like that. Awesome. Okay. And the prices. That's my next thing was ask you. Are they reasonable? When you sell them?
They are going to be reasonable, yes. I don't know what the prices are, but I'm going to try to make sure that they're affordable.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
great. Because a lot of times, like you said, a lot of these shops out here, I've seen it like around where I live in New York City. So a lot of these shops sometimes they like overrated with the prices, and it's like the brand is great, but the prices really get people like kind of disarray. They don't really because of the affordability, but that's really what you're doing with that. Awesome, awesome. So like, yeah, woman empowerment. Awesome, awesome. So next one we got here is called, if I've said correctly, love for communicate. Oh, that's something else. Scratch that. I was reading the other note. Sorry. Yes, let's talk about Queens Talk TV. Right here, right here. Talk about that as well. Yes.
Okay, so Queens Talk TV is a global streaming network. It's in the Apple Store, the Google Play Store. I also have it on a website for Queens Talk TV. I have 100 channels, 43 categorized, and this is a network that I created for independent content creators, whether short films, movies, TV shows, reality TV. Even if you wanted to have a cooking show,
Oh,
that's what this network
I
is
love
for.
this. And how long has this been going on, like on for the channel?
I started Queens Talk TV in December of
Oh wow!
2022.
Congratulations! Awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank
And
you.
you said this is what is actually it's international online streaming. I believe. Make sure. Okay, okay, I'll make
Yes,
sure of that.
yes.
And then are you looking into like actually having it like on like network ABC or like those big networks I'm talking about, like eventually put it out if possible.
So what I am doing now is I'm in the process of paying for the distribution license, which would allow me to air, movies how like Peacock and Hulu and things of that nature. Yeah, and put a
Yeah,
subscription.
this I'm talking about. Get your coins, girl. Get it. Yes. Listen, God bless. Congratulations in advance. You're welcome.
Thank
I'm
you.
telling you. Listen, even on Ruku's really good too. You put it on there as well. Yeah, because you get.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention
Okay,
I am on
see,
Roku. Sorry, Queen Pop
I got
TV
you. I
1.
got you. That is what's up. I love this. I love this. Okay. The next one you got here. I hope I said it correctly. Is it called Crowning? Crowning? Yes. I want to
Crowning
make sure
Entertainment
yes.
is
Yes.
a
Let's
part
talk
of
about that.
yeah, so that one is a part of Queen Talk TV. So at the time, I had someone come in that was interested in being a partner, but they didn't really like the name Queens Talk TV. They thought it was geared more towards women, and I never had an issue with anybody. Like most men don't even ask; they're just like, if I can put my content on here, they don't really care. But the Crowning Entertainment was the slogan for Queens Talk TV. Basically, like Queens Talk TV, we put the crowning in entertainment. So that was kind of the slogan. So I said, let's take the slogan and then you work off of that, and we'll still keep it together with Queens Talk TV. So at the time, he decided to have it as music distribution.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because I just want to add also to that quickly. You stay here, it's basically supporting all artists with all types of genres of music as well. Okay, awesome. I like that. Listen, people, tune in. Listen, opportunities here.
Definitely.
No doubt. And then with side with that, let's say if artists are interested, to give you the music, right? How far? Let's say like they want to have it like being played, or they want to just being exposed more to visibility, as they say. How can you work with that with them?
How can our artists have their music on the network?
Yes.
So they would send in at least six videos at least. And the reason why I put a number on it is because a lot of times you get people that say, hey, yeah, I want to do this, but they can't keep up sending it in, say they want it every Saturday. They don't do that. They might have one or two videos and then it's just sitting there. You know what I mean? So I try to at least have people send in, even with the movies and TV shows, it's like at least 6 episodes. And then the prices are located on the website. We do hourly, weekly, or you have the option to even host your own channel.
And that's amazing.
Yes.
Okay, and all the information is on the site where they could just get more and then contact you directly as well if they want to, just like you said, submit to you guys as well. Okay, and tell them the website also where they could find you with that one.
It's www.queenstalktv.org.
Awesome. Listen, people, come on now, jump on. I love it. And also quickly with the artist music, because I know some places they censor it. Is it like also clean version, also, dirty version they call it, or yeah?
No, I don't censor anybody's music or show. The only thing I don't allow is PORN, but other than that, I don't censor anybody's music or TV shows or anything like that.
I love that. This is what I'm talking about, people. Come on now. Awesome. I love this. Also, you got a lot going. That's what I'm saying. We got to break this down. So not only you have, which is amazing venture you got going on for your business, you also are a producer for a reality TV show and along with media production, which is the name of sorry, I'm going to make sure I get it correctly. It's called the TV show Plus Size Baddies. Let's talk more about that. I love that, by the way.
So yes, Plus Size Baddies is going to be a reality TV show, and of course for the plus size community. And I know when people hear baddies, they're like, oh no, here's another fighting show, but that's not the case. It's different. It's going to be empowering, uplifting, but there are also going to be challenges, different challenges. There's going to be a cash prize at the end for the winner. And hopefully they'll grow like a sisterhood and kind of bond. That's what I'm hoping to get out of it. But at the end of the day, you have to deal with reality when you're going to put 10 women in a house for like maybe 7 days. So but if it gets to that, we'll see how we can like step in and see if we can resolve it. Yeah, we want to show that even if there is drama, it can be resolved. Like without fighting like, street people, whatever.
To be avoidable.
Yeah.
I love that. And also with this, the TV production itself, are you guys gonna like also talk about, how the industry is itself, about women and that stature of what what they go through on a regular daily basis and going through. What I'm a plus size myself, so I know firsthand.
Yes.
What we go through being a stereotype, as they call it. We also add that to the production.
Because that's one of my things. Like when I see like certain TV shows where they do have plus size women, I feel like a lot of times they get downplayed, and it seems like they feel like they have to do things that they probably normally wouldn't do or don't want to do in order to fit in or get that attention. I stress that you don't have to over sexualize yourself. You know what I mean? They can do just as much as a skinny person, or you know what I mean? And that's the whole point that I want them to understand. That's why I came up with this, because it's like giving them their own platform to shine, like where they can shine with just them and show people like we got it too. You know what I mean?
I love that. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm giving you the kudos right now, man, because listen, definitely. I mean, listen, being a plus size in this industry is general. It's you got to break those barriers, and like you just mentioned, it's unfortunate we go through a certain kind of perspective because the norm is like a size what, like a 6 now these days, even less than
Yeah,
that,
about a 6 or a 7, maybe.
right? And it's
Yeah.
like. Look at the regular people. We eat out here. We're not gonna starve ourselves out there, you know. You know, come on. It's the modern day, as they call it now, right? Awesome. So, you said right now, this is already in action, or are you guys already wrapping up?
We're working. No, we're working on it. I'm working on the funding for it right now, and we have everything all written up and everything. We have the budget for it, and we're working on sponsors and things of that nature.
Ooh, oh my God, I'm excited. Well, let me know when it gets because I definitely want to tune in. I want to check it out. Yes, yes, I'm excited. Okay, so now, as you know, being an amazing entrepreneur, working hard, you know, you putting things into action. I know we all go through challenges and of situations. And what challenges have you gone through with the whole entire situation?
The challenges that I've gone through is building a strong team, um, working with people who are just motivated and excited about this as or have a deep passion as I do about what I do. And pretty much it's just the funding. So, I have to get creative and figure out a lot of different things, but I'm almost there. So that's a
Awesome.
good thing. Yeah.
No, I love that, and I want you to tell people more about, like I know just firsthand the funding is it's a headache, and you know firsthand to even get people to believe your product and say, okay, listen, we're willing to invest in you, you know what could come out of it, and tell more about that as well, that the challenges on that as well. Yeah.
I don't. So I was applying for grants. Like I've been applying for grants since 2020, and I haven't yet to get approved. And I don't know. I've paid different grant writers, and I just cannot get approved. So I've decided to step away from grant funding, and now I'm doing loans. So
I
that's what I'm
love
in the process of now is applying for a loan.
Okay. And you know
Yeah.
what? Sometimes you gotta like go around that route to get things done. Eventually, it'll come back good in a sense. You know, when
Yes.
you gotta do what you gotta do to invest in it, and then it's you'll see what I'm talking about. Like a lot of people going through that. You know, like Spike Lee years ago before he's very well known, famous as a director for movies and that. He had to get he had to struggle and just
Yes.
believe in his product, his films, and Oprah Winfrey before she became a big mogul. She was fired her previous job years ago in Chicago, and she never gave up. And look where she's at now. So these things that you go through in general, it's just stepping stones. But then when you later on see, like you go
Yes.
and like in the future, I'm just saying in manifestation,
Mhm. Yeah.
in the future, you'd be like, okay, I had to go through these situations to where I'm at now, in essence.
Yeah, so what I always like to tell myself is when one door closes, instead of getting all bent out of shape and feeling like, oh, I've been turned down again, I like to just say, that wasn't the door. That door is waiting. You know what I mean? Just kind of like turn the negative thoughts into a positive. That's what kind of helps me keep going.
I know. This is what I'm talking about. Yes, yes. You got me. I love that. And it's so true because a lot of times, look, life is what it is, and you got to make the best of the situation. And I think for the most part, as long as you focus, you got a game plan, and no matter what you're going through or go through, I think for the most part, it's just overcoming them in that sense.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So besides everything we talked about here, I'd like to get a little exclusive. So is anything else you haven't disclosed yet that we would like to disclose out here?
Um, no, I'm just that's what I'm working on right. Oh, I am a producer of a podcast, and they're going to be starting their second season. They filmed one season already. It's called Kirby Chronicles.
Oh
Now,
yes,
the two
congratulations.
ladies, thank you. The two ladies that host the show, DJ Scarella, she's a DJ from Houston, but she resides here in Minnesota. And then the other young lady, her name is Tracy Lee, and she's actually in Houston as well. They auditioned for when I first started Plus Size Baddies, but we couldn't get things, the way we
Oh,
wanted. So I kind of had to put it kind of like on hold for a little minute, but because those ladies were the only ladies that was like really, they was really working for it, and I had to put it on hold. I was like, I just don't want to just not give them something. So I talked to them both and asked them, would you guys like to do a podcast? And so I produced their podcast called The Curvy Chronicles, and they're going to be working on the second season. It's actually, we're turning that into a talk show. So they have their topics together. They just got to work on their guests and things like that.
I love that. This is what I'm talking about. Thank you for opening those doors.
You're welcome.
Listen, we need more of that. Yes, definitely. And I think overall it's great. Like you're inspiring other people that you never know down the line that watching, like, wow, and then they're gonna reach out to you. Like, listen, thank you for acknowledging us, and especially we don't get seen as much as possible. And it's just, yeah, definitely, it's really great to do what you're doing. I appreciate that.
Thank you. And if you want to view their first season, it is up on the network, Queens Talk TV 1, in your Roku store, your Apple store, the website. It's first season is there.
Oh, shoot. So listen, people, tune in, support, check out the websites, check out her amazing ventures, all that she's doing with podcasts, clothing line, which is in the works right now. Other things like the talk, Queens TV Talk, and all the show, the Curvy. So much stuff right now. My God. Thank you. Let me go back my notes. But yes, you got that. and everything that you're doing is just amazing. And I'm honored to just have you. And it's amazing to meet a lot of people who are just on the grind, working hard and doing for not only for us, but I think for the next generations, with that.
Thank you. I also, my co-host, that's my co-host on Sip and Talk. Her name is Dior the Chocolate Dow. She has her own radio show on the network, and it's called Talk with Chocolate. And she airs Sundays and Fridays at 7 Eastern or 7:30 Eastern. So you guys can check out. She does dope interviews. She talks about fashion, and she does do a little of the celebrity gossip.
Oh, yes, for the tea. I love that. Awesome. So prior to that, like I said, you got the projects you're working on right now. You look forward to other other things you're doing and soon, and other projects with that. Pretty much, what is your fulfillment, as if you say, with the next 5 years? What things you want to kind of like continue doing for goals for that?
In the next 5 years, I would like to see the network have a full-blown team, and hopefully establish in a couple of other states.
Like that. Awesome. I mean, that's pretty cool because, like I said, and also, like, if you go, like, also to state, and do like speaking, what do you call it? Like motivational speaking, and also doing shows. Like you can introduce your products, your brands, which you guys are doing, so you get like more people involved in that. So I was thinking, like, something like a meet and greet or of that stature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Thank you.
Also looking? You're welcome. Are you also looking into like a publication or something?
I would like to work with a PR, but right now the funds are just not there. I am, however, working with a business consultant. He was actually a part of my team. He worked well, so I continued to work with him because it was like I had to take a step back and say, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Because I didn't know any of this stuff. I didn't go to school for any of this. I jumped in, and so everything that I'm learning, I have learned along the way. But I have to say, okay, there probably is some things that you could, use some help in some areas. So I said, you know what, I need to work with a business consultant or a mentor. But I decided to work with him. So he's helping me right now structure up the business.
Oh my, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Oh my God, I'm loving this. And there's nothing wrong asking questions. There's nothing wrong, getting help from people that could to help you build what you're already working on,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But I was asking more like publication, more like a book that are you like considering making a book or something of your experiences?
Oh, I haven't thought about it. I'm
just throwing it in there. Okay. No, definitely, because it's great because in the book you get to entail more more of things that you've gone through, maybe alongside with your a professional career as well, but like things you can add to that so people could be, that's really inspiring, and that they could also utilize that for their own whatever they want to, do in their own career as well.
Yes.
Awesome.
Something to think about.
See, I'm just throwing it, girl. I'm just throwing it. You never know. Also, any shout outs you want to give?
I want to shout out my 3 cousins that support all my ventures, my 2 best friends, and another person that was a part of my team, Chuck. He brought a lot of people to the table. He supports a lot. And Rhonda, Vonda, my cousin Linda, Janine, and my cousin Stacy. They are the ones who motivate me, give me the advice, or whatever I put on Facebook, they like, share, they comment. So I appreciate that. Because it's not always about money for me. If you give me a like, if you give me a share, to me, that's support, because you never know who might see it.
Very true. And a lot of times when you have a support team, just like you said, families, friends, people that see your growth and they'll continue just to share it, put the word out, as they say, that speaks a lot of volumes, and that will really continue helping with that, which is like, yes. Awesome. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. So my other question too I want to ask, which is something I think we all can relate to, right? I think especially in the industry itself, I think my question to you is, down the line, like the things you have seen recently, well, okay, let's get into it, because we're going to get to talk about this, about the Puff Daddy situation. What is your intake on that before I get to the other question?
What was the question again?
Okay, so, in this industry, we've encountered a lot of, unfortunately, pre-bos, I call them in the industry, men like that with Puff Daddy in that sense. Have you encountered something like that in your life, in the career? And also, how do you feel about the intake of Puffy itself with his whole situation going?
No, I haven't encountered that, and I'm not gonna say that I won't ever. But however, I'm aware of the things that go on in the industry, and so I'm also cautious of people that I bring to the table.
Yes.
If I bring somebody to the table that's ready to just get there like right now, that's probably not somebody that I want to work with, because you're too in a hurry to get to the top, to the point where you don't really want to work for it. Because it takes time to grow a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been doing this since 2022. It takes time, and I don't want to bring somebody to the table that could possibly throw me or anybody else on the team under the bus, if that makes sense. Just for clout, or just to get to the top in a hurry. When it comes to like P. Diddy, it's terrible. I mean, the things he messed up young kids' lives. I never want to. Just a lot of things that I've seen in the industry, I want to make sure that I never have to encounter that, and I want to make sure that anybody that I'm dealing with, that they're getting the fair treatment. You know what I mean? Like, if people put their content on my network and if I'm not the producer of it, and they have full copyrights, I'm just asking for the right to distribute. That's it. Right. I don't want any of their royalties, or you know what I mean? I don't want to take something that they worked hard to build, and just because it's an advantage. You know what I mean?
Got it. Now, as long as you're just helping, it's pretty much just putting like the placement in there, pretty much, and getting a scene. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. And I appreciate your feedback on that, because we talked about this previously about Puffy situation, and it's been going for years. It's been going on for many years, and his unfortunate situation with people, children, women. I mean, even men. I mean, it's just uncontrollable. And I think right now he needs to be where he's at now, and hopefully they do what they have to do for him to be where he's at.
Yeah. A lot of people get in those situations because if someone comes and says, hey, give you $1 million right now, your business will be booming, but this is what you have to do, they feel that they had it so bad because they had to eat ramen noodles and hot dogs, or you know what I mean? Like, you hear these things. I've actually heard these people say these things. It's like, was beans and neck bones really that bad though? Because I'll eat them today right now. Like,
at this moment, you gotta survive, man. It's all good. I respect it. Listen, the hustle is, you gotta hustle, but at the same time, you gotta, like you said, sometimes that dignity gotta stay there. You know, you can't sell yourself, and it's true though. In industry, you can't really sell yourself because down the line, see how people when they sell their souls, they call it in the industry, and then they end up being worse.
I think once they see that you're so eager and that you're kind of willing, you might as well say they already got you, because they're like, okay, I don't care about walking away from no deal. If I feel like it's not for me, I don't. And if you're a part of my team, I need you to have the same mindset. And if you don't, then we can't work together.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is working together and building. That's what it's about. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. Yay.
Thank you.
Awesome. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. So my other question I want to ask you was kind of separate, but I think for the most part, are you like down the line willing to work with the youth, especially with the young? You mentioned before earlier on the show about the other things you're working on, but particularly with this is specific, like the youth, like those who are like at risk. You mentioned before, but like the basically like at youth risk, and boys and girls, I'm saying. And are you looking into maybe like an after school program as well, or something to that standards?
So I just had a meeting with my consultant the other day, and actually at rebranding the network, that's kind of like one of the angles that we are going, is that we are going to be doing some things, trying to get some things set up in the school to work with some of the kids that are into broadcasting and radio, things of those, photography, and having them be interns, and then taking them on once they graduate if they're interested in continuing on with the network. So yeah, we are talking about going that route.
Oh my God, girl! Listen, I'm just giving you the love, the spiritual love here. I just see that fences. That's a blessing. I'm just saying, I'm giving you the blessing. You're on point with that. So yeah, definitely continue with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like my consultant. He's from LA, and he's been in the industry. His name is DBL. He's the godson of Randy Jackson. So he's been, part of the Jackson 5. Yeah, you could look him up, Google him. It's out there. But yeah, so he's in LA, and he knows the ropes and, how to get it going.
Oh my God, listen, blessings. Just listen, hold on tight, because it's going to be a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, I still got a long ways to go, but I'm hopeful that by the end of next year, possibly, that we will at least be from square A to square B.
That's amazing. No, and I love that, because like I said, you guys will definitely expand that when you get the foundation with that itself, and then word of mouth. Parents will see what you guys are doing. The community with that, as along with that, they're willing to help you now with more of the programs, especially with different things with the youth, summer camp, or other things in that nature that will help the kids that are at risk to get out the streets, and to get them on the mindset of doing things for themselves in the future with that.
Yes.
Awesome. This one's yay. Awesome. Okay, so one more time, take your time, tell them where they could find you, your social media, and all the other things you mentioned, ventures you have, so they could definitely follow you or support you.
Okay. So for Sip and Talk, you can find me on YouTube under Sip and Talk. Don't spell without, just put a W in Mslonda. I'm also Sip and Talk, I'm Mslonda _2014 on Instagram for the podcast. Queens _talk _TV on Instagram. Queens Talk TV on Facebook. Classy Ratchet on Facebook. I'll be dropping photos and things of that nature of the clothing that I'm going to be coming out with. There's a video of some of the outfits that somebody designed on a animated character for me. So those videos are on there. So you can kind of get some of an idea of some of the clothing that's going to be coming out. You can, if you guys are interested in tuning into the network, it's in the Apple Store under Queens Talk TV 1, the Google Store, Queens Talk TV 1, in your Roku Store under Queens Talk TV 1, and then on the website, www.queenstalktv.org.
Oh, listen, this is what I'm talking about. Yes, yes, and also we got a few people tuning in right now. A big shout out to Vinny. He's watching us. He says, "Happy Mother's Day to Ya." Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. We got another friend of ours, Joshua. I can't say his last name. I can't correctly, but he says, "Hey, love, hello."
Hello.
We get all types of this. Sometimes this show's be going crazy. I just be like, "What's going on?" So I have to censor some of the stuff. I'll be like, "Be careful." I gotta put up the screen. Like, wait. It's crazy today. It's crazy. But any last quickly before we go to a little break and then go to the next guest. But any words of advice you want to give those watching now? With like you said, the things you have experienced and the good and the bad. What what advice you basically would give out there to those who want to be entrepreneurs as well?
Okay, so on the good note, if there's a dream that you have, set out to do it. Don't let anyone stop you. Don't let any negativity detour you. And coming in contact with people, make sure that you're coming in contact with people who are genuine, who have the same mindset as you, and have that drive, the same drive to want to work for it and not want to just eat. That's what I would have to say.
I love that, and I said I thank you for that, because sometimes we need people to be more inspired and uplift with just things that we're all going through different things personally or professionally, and I think by that will really help somebody. We never know like who's watching, be like, wow, thank you for that, just those kind words and that words of wisdom that could really help them with a certain situation.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Again, I want to say thank you again for coming on the show, and thank you for telling us your amazing what you guys are doing, the projects, your whatever you're doing, and I just want you guys back definitely to update us more when the series comes out. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm excited. Definitely,
Okay.
and your clothing
All
line as
right.
well. So whenever you're ready to come back and when everything's launched, pretty much, would love to have you back
Yes.
on and talk more about that as well as we speak.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed
You're
the
welcome. Stay here
discussion.
anytime. You're more than welcome. Definitely.
All right.
You too. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, yay. So thank you for our amazing guest for this hour, the host of Queens Talk TV, Miss Londa. Definitely support her on all the platforms she's working on. As she mentioned, the podcast. Let me just reframe. Actually, reframe. Let me double check that. It's called Queens Talk TV. Check her out there. Also, the Crown Entertainment. That's her music distribution platform for all artists, for all genres. Let me just double check any other thing I want to add here for as well. She meant the Classic clothing brand, which will be coming out soon. That's in the works of competing with that. Also, the Sip and Talk with Miss Londa, her podcast will support her on that as we speak. Lady Zena, hope I said it correctly, Inc. Listen, check out all her amazing projects, her platforms, support people, share, go check out her pages, platforms, support her. Definitely contact her if you are interested to be a part of her platform as well. Listen, support, support, support. I cannot stress that enough. So you guys already know. All right, so guys, I'm excited for our next guest in the show. He's been patiently waiting. I appreciate his patience. So furthermore, like I said, before we close out, I'm going to add more announcements and also a break of the mental health awareness part, which is month of May. So we're going to talk about that after the show, after our next guest, and we'll take a break and we'll do that as well. So I am honored to have his amazing guest on here. He has amazing music that I got a chance to check out. We're going to play two of his amazing joints on here as well, which is, let me double check here, Feed the Homeless and the Power of One. And I got the chance to check a few of the stuff he has out there. And it's really inspirational, uplifting, and it's something we need to more talk about, of issues that are really important of our society. So with that in mind, I'm honored to bring in the show right now. He is an artist, but I hope I said his name correct. Now he has to correct me, just making sure. I think Eseibio The Automatic. If not, you will correct me. All right, hold on, let me get him right now on the show. 1 second. Welcome. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Uh, hmm. Let's try to see. Okay. We're trying to see if you can hear us. Can you hear us? Um, Interesting. Oh, all right, hold on. We're gonna get him back on the show because I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. If you can hear me, let me know. Hello?
No.
Hi, you hear me? Hello? Hello? Oh, he said no. Okay. All right, we're gonna be right back. All right, guys. So give us a minute. All right, give us a minute, guys. We're trying to get him back on the show. Sometimes with technology, it's kind of wacky sometimes, but we're gonna make the best of it. So let's see. We'll try to have it back on here in a few minutes. On here, you guys are tuning into the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show with your host Vero G, and when all that's said and done. So let's see. I don't see him. Okay, hold on 1 second. He's gonna get back on. Oh, he went back out. Damn. What's going on here? What's going on here, people? Like I said, you're watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show here with your host, Vero G. Each and every other week. We do Fridays. We actually usually do Sundays. We still do Sundays, but we're extending it because of high popular demand now Fridays as well. So quickly, if you'd like to be a guest on the show here, is part of announcement, by the way, but if you'd like to be a guest on here, you can definitely contact me on my Instagram, which is @officialverog. I'll show that to you in a minute. We have a few openings available for this month of May for Fridays. So if you're more than welcome to contact me there. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, you're more than welcome to follow me there and be a guest on the show. So definitely contact me on that and just make it happen. So also quickly, if you would like to also be in the submission for the magazine submission for the June issue of the magazine, you're more than likely to contact me on Instagram. And submissions open now. I think the deadline is by May 20th, which is not that far from here. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking here. So, like I said again, if you're looking to submit for the magazine, contact me on Instagram or Facebook. We have your Facebook, and let's try to make it happen if possible. Yeah, so it's like I'm just making sure everything is on point. We're just running things smoothly on here on the show. So prior to that, like I said, I want to quickly on announcements while we for our guest. Try to get him on quickly on here. So while we quickly try to get back on, I'll do a quick announcement on here while we was trying to zoom into everything. So as you guys know, quick announcement. I just want to add on here in the show. So if you those who don't know, I'm just adding on here quickly. Big shout out and announcement to Jason Murillo, the city council candidate for District 2 here you see the screen here below. So I just want to add that quickly on here. He will be having an event on June 7th. Just make sure I put out that correctly. Yeah, June 7th, and that'll be happening here in the Lower East Side, or East Village as they call it. So with that said, yeah, I'm very excited. He'll be having an event. And he'll be having an official flyer so I could promote more of the time in that when they get the center. I believe it's from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. That will be taking place. He'll give me the address and I'll confirm with you guys as well. But if you'd like to contact me directly and more or less will know where it's at, you can contact me on my social media with that in mind. And again, it'll be on June 7th. It'll be a celebration and fundraiser for the running candidate for City Council District 2, Jason Murillo. And yeah, so that's just a celebration for him to make officially in the ballot. And, you know, you want to vote for him, support him, there's a way to do so. You guys already know. So let's try to get our artist back on the show. Just want to do a quick announcement on that before we, what that's sort of done. So, all right. So let's see if our guest is on here. Let's double check right now. Okay, I think I saw him and he disappeared. What's going on here now? Let's see. Okay, is he there? Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? This is interesting. Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Still can't hear.
Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Let's try again. Hopefully this is on. So we're gonna try one more time. Now we're gonna probably have a call him on the show because sometimes I know technology. It's people. It's a lot of stuff going on. So we're gonna try one more time to get him on the show. Now he'll probably have to call in. So we'll do what we can on here on the show with that in mind. So you guys already know. While we wait for him briefly on here, again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you know where to find me, guys, at the Instagram, which is at official Vero G. Also, if you'd like to, sorry for that. Also, if you'd like to be on the magazine, the submission is available now until May 20th. Well, that said, hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I got sound.
Okay. Hey, how are you? Jason Murillo, and celebration for him to make officially the ballot. And you want to vote for him, support him. You guys already know. So let's try to get our artist back on the show.
Can you hear me now?
Just want to do a quick announcement on that before we that's done. So hello. All right, so let's see if our guest is on here.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, though?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you. But can you hear me?
Awesome.
Yeah, can
we
you
made
hear
it.
me?
We did it. Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes. Hello. That's good.
Yeah, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Yes, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hello
yes, I
there.
can.
Hello. Hello. Oh, it's lagging. Yeah.
Yes, I can hear, but yeah, I can hear you.
No,
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Hold on. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, hold on. Yeah. 1 second, hold on.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Hello, how are you? Yeah, it's lagging. Hold on.
I can't hear you.
Okay, hold on.
Yes, I'm here, but can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Uh,
All right. Try to call me on Instagram. So we're gonna try one time. Now we're gonna probably have call them on the show. Sometimes I know technology it's people it's going on. So we're gonna try one more time. So now we'll probably have to call in. So we'll do what we can on the show. With that in mind. So you guys already know. We wait for him briefly here. Again, if you'd like to guest on the show, you know where to find me. Sorry, sometimes technology is wacky. So we're gonna have him call here. Sometimes we gotta work with that in the situation. We're gonna have him call. I'm wishing him to call right now. Hold on. So we could have him on the show and you guys can hear him. We're trying to have him call him on the show right now. See if we can make this happen. Hello? Hello? Ooh, excuse me. Hello? Oh, I can't hear you. Oh man. Hello? Hold on. I don't know why this is low. Wait a minute. Okay. Hello?
I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yes, thank God. Yes, we heard you. we making it happen. How you doing?
Good.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna log in on the other device so you can see the video.
Okay.
Finally.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? Oh gosh. Oh man.
Technology.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. But we're gonna make it happen.
Right.
Definitely. Okay.
Thank you for your patience.
No, not a problem.
So happy Mother's Day to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Awesome.
Okay, I'm going to join in on the video on the other device.
Okay.
Should be good to go.
Okay. Well, they're gonna hear you on the computer. Oh no, here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using two devices now.
Oh wow.
Called in on one. The video works on the other.
Okay. Okay, I think I hear you.
Okay.
I heard you, but I'm waiting to see if I see you.
Just see my video.
Okay, all right, got it. Okay, let me put you right now on there. Okay, so this is perfect. Works out. Awesome. So thank you. Welcome to being on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, part two people. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. You are welcome. I'm loving your music. We're gonna talk more about that in a few minutes. Oh, wait. Feedback. Hold on. All right, got it. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, I hear the feedback. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, tell us more about you as an amazing artist and a revolutionary artist, by the way. I'm adding in there. Let's talk more about that of your true beginnings of who you are.
Well, my name is Eseibio, and I go by the Revolutionary Eseibio The Automatic. My uncle was in the Black Panther Party, and all of my mentors were members of the Black Panther Party, and so that's why I'm a revolutionary rapper. I'm based out of Oakland, California, and I'm a producer in a dope MC, and I'm also a community activist and a revolutionary. I do a lot of community work in the community.
Awesome. I love that.
Right.
That's amazing. Kudos to that, by the way, doing that, because I was just talking to a young lady about that, about community work, and I think it's very essential when we need more of that.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was watching your podcast, and some of the things that you were talking about are right in line with what I be doing, like working with the kids with autism and mental health and things like that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, we're gonna talk more about that as well, because I want people to know more about you as an artist, but also the work you're doing along with that, as we speak. So, but let's get more to the music side a little bit. So, who are your top musical influences in your life?
Hip hop artists or just in general?
I think in general, because it's a long list.
Well, I gotta say, number one is Tupac, because my uncles and everybody in my family knew his parents. And I got to meet his mom, and he was a revolutionary at heart here in Oakland. And after that, I listened to a lot of old school, a lot of artists, a group from back in the days who I get inspired by is a group called The Lumpin'. They were a revolutionary group from the 60s, and they were heavy in the movement, and they influenced people like James Brown and Aretha Franklin to take a stand back in the days, and bringing it to today. Artists who I'm influenced by: Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, the regular, Rakim, Cozy Rap, all those guys, the lyricists, Big Pun, everybody, DMX. But I'm a socially conscious artist, so my top five, I gotta have Billy Mill for the message. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I gotta have Billy Mill and Chuck D in there somewhere.
I love that.
KRS-One.
Okay.
Yeah, those are some of my musical influences. Billie Holiday, Fela Kuti. I don't know. I have a wide variety of music that I listen to. Even from overseas, people like Miriam Makeba, and people like that.
I love that. That's amazing. I like the types of styles you're into, especially as you mentioned, Billie Holiday. She's like a legend herself with the jazz, and I mean, you know her story, how corrupted the cops back then were to try to silence her and that sorts and everything else. But I mean, it's fascinating. Like you said, Tupac. That's amazing to have that experience, to know their family, and how. I mean, how I know that's an honor, to somebody that you look up to as a role model, and to actually not be affiliated with them, and that's really amazing.
Yeah, it's an honor. It's not something I gotta brag about or anything like that. His stepfather, Toulouse Shakur, was a political prisoner from New York, actually.
Yes.
And
yes.
While he was incarcerated, I wrote to him a lot of letters while he was in prison, and he wrote a lot of letters to me back and influenced me to keep going. He even named one of my mixtapes. Something that people don't know about Toulouse Shakur, he's a dope graffiti artist. He was a dope graffiti artist.
That's amazing. I like that. See, it's always something that we gotta learn about.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so prior to that now, let's talk about your music. Okay, so you got a lot of great stuff. I checked them out on your website, by the way, on YouTube.
Okay.
And I love it because, like you said, you talk about things in society that people don't really want to talk about. What motivated you to talk about that in your music?
Ooh, that's a good question. What motivated me? One day I was hanging out with one of my uncles named Melvin Dixon, and like I said, my uncles were in the Black Panther Party, and we were just out. I was just hanging with them doing community work, and like before I rapped about that stuff, I rapped about just California stuff, weed, girls, money, cars. So I was trying to sell my CD on the table next to his stuff, and the elders, they were hardcore revolutionaries. You know what I'm saying? They don't take no junk.
I understand.
The brothers and the sisters from the 60s and 70s, they don't take no junk. So he said, if you want to sell your CD and you want to sell your music on my table, you got to rap about socially conscious music. You got to rap about real things that are happening in the community. You can't just be up here selling no fluff to the people, talking about getting money and capitalism and things like that. If you want to sell your music on this table, then you have to rap about socially conscious things that are happening in the world. Take what you see in the world happening and rap about that and try and make a positive change. And ever since then, I've been a revolutionary rapper.
I love that. And I want to just say thank you for doing that because, and you're right about that. A lot of these days, these rappers out here in the industry, mainstream or independent, they all focusing on the typical stuff, we hear all the time. And I think it gets kind of redundant, in a sense of, you want to talk about things that are really happening in the hood itself. And it's good that you're expanding. No, definitely. I think it's great. You're expanding many people's minds, talking about things of that nature. Like you remind me a bit of Malcolm X a little bit, like how he spoke when he was, in many, open places and public, and he talked about things that are really happening. And you remind me a little bit about him, like, you're speaking the truth, basically.
I try to. I like to have fun too. Like sometimes I just rap about like partying, just having fun. I don't want to be preaching at people.
No, of course. You're like, listen, a little bit here and there,
I try to make it fun. I try to add the socially conscious things in there and still make it fun, to what's relevant today.
I love
the dances and everything that's happening. So I try to mix the two.
Oh, that's awesome. What social things that I know we're going to talk about two of them, which we're going to play in a little bit, which is called Feed the Homeless and the Power of One. But before we get into those two music videos and songs as well, what other things that you talk about in your music that people want to hear about as well, in your music as well?
Changes, making changes to society. Talking about what I do in the community. I don't know. I have my own style. So I have a lot of songs. I rap about saving the babies, feeding the homeless, each one teach one, education, things like that. And I rap about right now, I'm going to the studio after this to work on a project. It's called the Fast Money Soundtrack. It's a project about how capitalism and how the banks and everything profited off the backs of the people, black and brown people, how they got their start. The banks like Bank of America and Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, and all those banks, how they're founded off of the exploitation of people of color. Here, North America and South America. And it's a trip how the technology is working. So I want to show you this poster. Just yesterday, here in Oakland, we flew some revolutionary artists out from Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this guy, his name is TC. He's a revolutionary from Brazil. So we flew out. He's an artist and he's been organizing in Brazil since 1972. And
wow.
I'm out here talking about technology because the poor people in South America, they don't have a lot of access to technology, to the internet. they don't have TikTok and things like that. So in their where they're living in their hoods and things, they came up with ways to make their own like networks and stuff. And they're taking control of technology. So those are some of the things that I like to rap about, like taking back the control from the establishment.
I love that because, like, and you're right about that. Like, for example, and you know, in the 90s, let's give it up for NWA. There's like we can talk about Ice-T. I mean, all of them. I mean, they broke the barriers, especially in the LA. It was a lot of things happening back there with police corruption, the riots, the list of things that have been going on. Even till now, it does. The things that happened back then are still, we're facing those same challenges, you know, and I think it's good to talk about those things because people really are now open-minded to these situations, and like, it's a talking thing, it's a discussion topic with that.
Yeah, those are definitely things that need to happen. People need to be speaking about. I try to make a good point so that people can listen to it and it doesn't sound so hard to digest. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
People can want to listen to it because everybody, the new thing now is lyrical rappers don't make no money. But I don't think that's true.
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
I don't think that's true.
Definitely. It's this industry is so weird to start with. So it's like, what? Awesome. Do you have, like I said, you're working on a new project? You're actually like about to go to the studio. So, but prior to that, I did see a few other projects you did, which I'm going to talk about too. I saw a few albums. Let's talk about the past music or projects you have worked on.
Yeah, let's do it. I got a lot of features. I got a song called Politics of War with Shaheem the Reggae Child. I got a song called Boots on the Ground with Cuban Link from the Terror Squad.
What? No way!
Yeah, that's my comrade.
Well, I just did a song with him like a couple of years back.
For real?
Yes, because it's called Come With Me, Man. I'm listening to you. You're going to check it out, yeah. I did a video with him too. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Comrade. I got a song with Sadat X about domestic violence. That's pretty dope.
Oh, that's deep. Yeah.
Yeah, about domestic violence. So there's Sadat X. I have a lot of features. I have features from the West Coast, Exhibit, RBX.
Wow.
Later. Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's just my love.
Wow.
Trying to do my thing. Right now, I'm working on my way up, trying to get my weight up so I can get on the song with Cassie.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to be dope. Oh, my God. Yeah.
See, my thing is get into these. I'm also working on a song with Mr. Sheets from the Lost Boys.
What?
Yeah. They're in motion. They're to come. Stay tuned. Like, my whole thing is to get these artists and to have them rap about something revolutionary.
I love that. Yeah, because it's getting them on the same mission, or they say, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also got one big project called Save the World. That's for like underground artists. So if anybody listening, I'm trying to get 99 artists on one song, rock and roll and hip hop artists. So if you are like a heavy metal rock and roll singer or like an underground hip hop artist and you want to get on the project, and contact me and let's make it happen. I want to do my DJ K Slate thing. How you got all of those artists on one song. Yeah. It's going to be the revolutionary version. We're talking about something real in the world today. So if you are like a revolutionary rock and roll singer or a poet or R&B singer or hip hop artist and you try to get on the song, and just call it the Hip Hop and Rock and Roll Solidarity Movement. 99 artists on one song.
Wow. That's going to be mind blown.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's going to be, I'm sorry.
That's saying if anybody listening, if you're interested, then hop on it.
That's what's up. Is that gonna be like a single, or is it a part of the mixtape or anything that you're gonna be releasing?
It's gonna be a single.
Okay.
The song is gonna be like about 10 minutes long.
Got it.
Minutes.
Oh, that's gonna be dope. Oh my god. So the project you're working on when you go to the studio today, it's untitled for now because you're just working on it as we speak.
No, it's called the Fast Money Soundtrack, and it's gonna be about capitalism. It's also gonna have there's 4 songs that I'm producing. I'm wrapping it up today, and it's also an AI movie that I made that goes with it. It's like a hip hop movie AI that I made, and it's gonna go with it. The movie is about capitalism and the history of banks and how they play a role in the historical version and things like economic racism and things like that, how the banks play a role in things like environmental racism, people being homeless and stuff, like how they did the loans 3 years ago. A lot of that stuff goes way back.
Very true. Very true. And it's good because I for example, one artist who I really like, I really acknowledge a lot, Nas. Back in the day, he was talking about he was talking about some really good stuff back then and about our ancestors and things of that nature. And that's really good. Like you say, now you're like this generation of Nas, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, the bug right here. But yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Oh, there you go. Awesome. So let's get into before we get into how did you get your stage name? I want to ask that question. Hello? Oh no. Hello? Oh, it's getting good. Oh man, hello? Oh. Hold on. Hello? Oh man. Okay, let me call again. We're making it happen, people. We gotta make it work. We're trying to get back on. We're trying to work it. We weren't working it. Hello? Hold on one second. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear?
Yeah, I hear you now. I was like, wait, what happened?
Technology.
Yeah, it's like, but we're making it happen.
Yeah, I'm making it happen.
Definitely. No, it's okay.
The people's rather than technology.
Definitely.
That's you.
Oh yeah, sure, definitely.
What were some of the influences that influenced you to do your podcast?
That's a really good question.
Like how you got to do it.
I've been doing this. I'm sorry for the background noise. I can't control that. But to answer your question, I think I started doing this around I think for 5-6 years now. Well, overall, but other stuff too. But I think what really inspired me was like I always saw Angie Martinez years ago, like the first Latina in the radio industry, and being a journalist also. But then I just saw how she did it, and I was like, she inspired me a lot. And I always felt like I was ready in like the calling, as they call it, to do this. And I just had the bug, as they call it, and just something one day came to me, and I said, I do TV as well, and I wanted to branch off with the brand. So I said, well, another way to help out people was radio. So I've been doing this for a good amount of years now, and I think I just love doing it to helping people as well. Sorry for that. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you hear me? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, it like kind of froze. I just realized that. Yeah. Oh, let me take it down. Hold on, and then you go back on. Hold on. Let me take it, and then just you come back on. Yeah, I didn't realize it froze. I was like, wait a minute.
This is my introduction to the world. Thank you, New York.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited. No, we got more to talk about. Don't leave yet. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. No, but my question before that happened earlier. How did you get your station name? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Well, from my uncle, that same day that he was like, no, you can't sell your CDs on the table until you start coming in with socially conscious music. And ever since then, I put the revolutionary on my name.
I love that.
That was the moment I changed to the revolutionary Eseibio The Automatic. Before I was just Eseibio The Automatic. I was talking about girls, cars, money, weed, hustling, things like that.
Gotcha.
And when my uncle put that battery in my backpack to be something more greater than just a regular person, to try to make a positive change in the world, and I added the revolutionary to my name.
I love that. Yeah, that's like a nice touch to it, as I say. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the only rapper that has the revolutionary in.
Sure you try that. Yeah.
A lot of my music is based around my community work, and a lot of my shows are at community questions that they put on here on the West Coast in the community. A lot of functions and rallies and things like that that we put on, parades and things. I perform at a lot of those things.
I like that. That's what's up. Now let's touch base quickly before we play the two songs in a bit. More or less, let's talk about the community work. Like, so you mentioned you've been doing this for a while, helping out the people in your community. Now, what things you definitely do in your community to help them in that sense?
We have a poverty program. It's called the Self-Help Hunger program. Website is selfhelphunger.org, and we got a community produce stand that we operate on Tuesdays. It's named after my uncle, Melvin Dixon. We have so we work with the food bank, and they bring fresh produce for the stand, and we make hot meals every Tuesday, and we do free massages,
awesome
job referrals for people coming out of prison if they need work, trying to stop the recidivism. Got like drug counseling, do a free clothing program. I take a lot of elders to do things like go to the doctor and go grocery shopping.
I love that.
Church and things like that. So I'm just trying to walk in the footsteps of greatness and be like my elders who show me the way, and put me on and put me where I am today. So I'm just trying to do my little part and to aspire to be like them. So yeah, it's a lot of things happening here in Oakland. There's always something going on in the community for people who are into that type of stuff to get active in the community. We have a site called Black Panther Party Alumni Legacy Network, BPPALN.org, for people who want to know more. And they live stream every Saturday morning. And it's like elders from the civil rights movement. They're in their old age. They're giving people a chance. People like yourself and other people who got the fighting spirit, if they want to actually know how it really went down from the people who were actually there, and they have a chance to work alongside them, and without having to be in the same status, like a network, a nationwide network for people are interested and want to learn more from the elders and get connected, things like that.
I love that. And I thank you for doing that, because sometimes it takes one person to make an impact and lead others too, for future generations to continue on that legacy, you know?
Right. Yeah, that's what my song is about, the power of one.
Oh,
That's actually something that's saying.
okay, so let's talk about that now. All right, so let's talk about the... I'm sorry.
So that's a perfect segue.
Yeah, why not, right? So let's talk about your song. This called "The Power of One." Let's talk about that.
All right. That's a song that's inspired by the group called The Lumping. They were a revolutionary soul group back in the days. They had a song called "Free Bobby Now." That's one of my mentors who I work alongside with, Dr. Saturu Ned. He was like the lead singer of the group. And he's always telling me that I gotta rap socially conscious. And so he let me actually sample one of his records.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he let me sample one of his records to make the beat. And so the beat is a sample from one of his records. And I got a clip from Bobby Seals speaking about the power of one. And so I'm rapping about everything we were just talking about, how long it takes one person to start change and to make a change. It all starts with you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Definitely.
You have the power. You don't need anybody to validate you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You within yourself. All you gotta do is be confident and go for it.
I love that. That's what it's about, you know? Definitely. Let's talk about the next video. We're gonna play those in back to back in a few minutes. But the next one, which I think is common sense, but everybody knows, but this is very dear to my heart because I know a lot of people suffer through this. I actually was homeless many years ago. True story. While I was going through an abusive relationship, and I firsthand experienced the streets, as I say. But luckily, I got out of it, you know, at that time. But let's talk about the song. It's called "Feed the Homeless." Let's talk more about that.
Yeah, Feed the Homeless. That's a dope video that I did at the poverty program that I was just telling you about.
Yes.
Every Tuesday at 2 p.m. we give hot meals to the homeless people in the community in North Oakland. And so back in the days, the Black Panthers, they had the free breakfast program and they used to feed the children.
I remember that. Yes.
They did that nationwide, Oakland, New York. And they gave 500 bags of groceries one time.
Wow.
And they organized like with Foster's Chicken and things like that. So the thing is, back in the days, people think that the work that they did, that it was like cheap. But no, they had like the most expensive stuff. They went to like the top of the line people and hit them up and made them like donate to the community. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it wasn't no cheap stuff. It wasn't no cheap food, things like that. It was all healthy food that the people were eating. You know, Foster Farms chicken and things like that. So the song is about homies having a good time. Yeah, everybody eating. Food is a weapon. Food is something that you can use to unite people. Everybody got to eat.
Very true. Very true. I love that. That's amazing. And with that in mind, real quickly before we play these videos, I wanted to add you up. These both are available on digital platforms, right? So make sure about that.
Yeah, you can find them on YouTube.
Okay.
Eseibio, Eseibio. Feed the Homeless, The Power of One.
Okay.
Got a lot of views on The Power of One. A lot of people like that song. Got almost 100,000 views.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Kudos, man. Kudos. Definitely. I do want to add quickly on this one. The community work. How long you been doing that?
I've been doing it a long time.
Oh wow.
Like officially since about I was a teenager.
Wow.
Like My uncle was in the party, but as a youth, I really didn't know nothing about it. You know, I was too young to understand a lot of things, and I really didn't care. And so I remember getting busted shoplifting, and one of my uncles, who was a Black Panther, came to get me out of juvenile hall. That sparked an interest. So as I got older, I was just running the streets like the average teenage boy, young adult man, just running the streets, getting into trouble. And two sisters actually came and got me and brought me to my uncle and to one of my mentors, Melvin Dixon. It was like, man, you need to, this is where you're supposed to be. And so ever since those sisters brought me back to where I was supposed to be, I've been in here ever since. So salute to all the sisters on Mother's Day.
Aww.
Sisters are rebel. So I told my sister comrades.
That is amazing. And see, sometimes the things in life happens for a reason, I always say. And that's amazing to see how it changed your life and to continue helping other people along the way, what you're doing.
Yeah, because I was just like running the streets and the sisters came to swoop me up like, hey, man, I know who you are. This is where you're supposed to be. I don't know what you're doing.
That's amazing. Wow.
Well, the power of the sisters.
Oh yeah, you already know. Yeah. when they come in your way, you're like, yeah, you gotta be prepared.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I had to step my game up and switch things around.
That's amazing. Well, I thank you for that because you're helping a lot of people along the way. What you're doing now.
Yeah. So yeah, we do a lot of work in the community. Like I said, we just brought some comrades from Brazil, from South America.
That's amazing.
All the way from Sao Paulo, Brazil, to talk about technology.
Wow.
And so everything we're doing is right on point.
Exactly.
So what's happening today? Are they banning TikTok and everything? So you're a revolutionary. You don't even know it. You have your own podcast. I
do try. I try. But thank you though. Appreciate that. Well, I just try to like put the word out, and try to, expand people's minds with different things,
Yeah.
Definitely. So prior to that, we're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna play both videos right now. We're gonna play first one, Feed the Homeless, and then we're gonna play The Power of One, so people could get, a vibe to your music. So don't leave. We're gonna play that, and then we'll be back to, interviews. So just bear with us. Stay on the phone, and we're gonna, definitely, and we're gonna.
To go into my session.
Okay. All right, so we'll do this quick. All right, so we're gonna play Feed the Homeless and then Power One. Guys, you're watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show with your host, Vero G, and our amazing artist guest tonight, Eseibio The Automatic. If I said it wrong, let me know. Okay, I think I got it right. Okay. All right, guys, we'll be right back, and definitely check this out. We'll be right back.
Well, all these groceries, way over 6,000 bags of groceries, being given away free. Tomorrow night, the Black Panther Party has organized the whole conference.
Eseibio The Automatic. It's a community revolution in progress. LA to the Bay, we feed the homeless. UEP Newton in Bunchy Carter. From the infirmary to Lamert Park. Tell the black community, get registered to vote and get free bags of groceries. Stand up against police brutality. The LAPD and the OPD beat you down like Tupac and Rodney King for not wearing a seatbelt or just crossing the street. That's why I'm in your neighborhood, knocking on your door. In the ghetto, bringing food to the poorest of the poor. With the 10-point platform, study your lessons. We need protection against police oppression. You hungry? Come get something to eat. Let's play some dominoes and kicking in the streets. Feed the homeless.
This is a new approach for the Black Panther Party, isn't it?
It's not per se a new approach.
Feed the homeless.
It's some new kind of work.
Concrete survival program.
Free food because people got to eat.
Feed the homeless.
People got to eat.
Concrete survival program.
Free food because people got to eat.
Feed the homeless.
People got to come down and get their free bags of groceries and also to register to vote.
Bobby Seals delivered the speech when Lil Bobby Hutton was only 17. Young black brother got shot by the police like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. From Brooklyn to West Oakland, time to organize the poverty programs. Get rid of the mental brainwash. Power to the people means we cut from the same cloth. Politics start with a hungry stomach, so when we see the racist cops, we don't run it. It's no pork on my fork. All the grandmamas sitting on the front porches. Come on down and fix you a plate. You can't ride your bike or roller skate. If you hungry, come get something to eat. Let's play some dominoes and kicking in the streets, feed the homeless.
There are a lot of grocery items still to be put into these bags, the biggest one being a fresh chicken. That'll be put in at the last minute tomorrow. The Black Panthers estimate that the value of each of these grocery bags is in excess of $10. Ed Arno for Eyewitness News in Oakland.
I want some of these young folks to get out here and get going. You don't have to have a political party. You can use Green Party or you can use the Democratic Party. Use it. It ain't about, well, the Democratic Party is this, the Democratic Party. What's more important is how progressive in your heart, mind, and soul are you.
United we stand and divided we fall. An attack against one is an attack against all. When I was young, I was told, do not talk to strangers. But if it only takes one person to make changes, then you gotta speak to your neighbors that live right beside you. They go to work every day, 9 to 5 for survival. After the bills get paid, they taking home pennies, but it only takes one person to change the lives of many, and it could be you. Don't be too prideful to ask for help. Just have some self-reliance, self-esteem, and self-respect. 1 + 1 is 2, and that equals me and you. Without each other, tell me what we gon' do? Old man sleeping in the hallways inside of the projects. Every action has a reaction, and every cause has an effect. Look into the sky, look at the moon, look at the sun. 1 million stars in the universe, that's the power of one.
How truly dedicated are you to people's human liberation? Dedicated to getting as much as possible legislation and policies passed that make human sense, you know what I mean, which goes to human liberation. That's what the whole is about. It's like the Underground Railroad years ago. It was the white folks who run the post of the Underground.
All right, guys, welcome back. You're watching the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show with your host, Vero G. That was dope. We just heard 2 amazing dope songs by the artist Eseibio. If I said it right, let me know. I don't want to fuck it up. Eseibio The Automatic. Hope I said it right. 2 songs we just played right now is called Feed the Homeless, The Power of One. Hello? Okay, hold on. Okay, hello?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. It was like really low.
Yeah, it's Eseibio, like the letters Eseibio.
Eseibio, okay, sorry. Eseibio The Automatic. I got it. But yeah, those are dope songs, by the way. I was feeling the last one's really good too. Really good. You're welcome. And like I said, those are available now. People can stream it, support it on all platforms.
Yep.
Awesome.
YouTube, Apple, Spotify, you got it out there. All right, girl, I gotta go to my session.
Oh, okay.
I will be in with you in the future. And before I go, I want to test out my hood Spanish. Todos, Poder El Pueblo.
Oh, okay. Tell them quickly where they can find you, your social media. Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram, Revolutionary Automatic on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube, Revolutionary Automatic.
Okay.
Is the tag, everything Revolutionary Automatic on all social media.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, sounds good. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, and just continue what you're doing, and I'd love to have you back on sometime soon.
Right.
Appreciate it.
To the people.
Thank you. You already know. Thank you. Have a good one. All right, take care. All right, guys. Thank you for being patient with us tonight. Yeah, we're making it work. We're making it work. Sometimes technology could be kind of iffy on many situations, but definitely I thank him for coming on and giving us amazing talent and guests on here on the show. You guys already know. So before we get out of here, I do want to mention quickly on the mental health thing because we kind of skipped out a little bit because we had a guest here and we're going to schedule a little bit. So with that said, we're going to go back into doing, let me take this out real quick, the mental health awareness. As you guys know, this is the month, which is May, and excuse me, it's mental health awareness month. So with that said, I wanted to discuss this week about how mental health can also affect children. So with that in mind, I'm going to play a little bit of a video clip so you guys on here, and it won't be too long, but definitely something that could be informative. Parents out there to listen and tune in, that could be helpful for them, or down the line, just pass the information with that. So we're going to take a quick break, guys, on here on the Vero G Spotlight Radio Show. And we host Vero G, and we'll be right back.
And speaking of moms and kids, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and children's mental health is a big part of it. We know that it is so important to acknowledge and pay attention to your child's health, but it can be a difficult topic to approach sometimes. And that is why we've brought in pediatric psychiatrist from Rady Children's Hospital, Dr. Willow Jenkins. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I love that story we just aired about the mother's intuition, because I do feel like sometimes that is strong. But what should parents do if they do feel worried about their child's mental health? I mean, all you want to do as a parent is make sure your child is happy.
Oh, of course. And I think one of the most important things is to remember that children will show their emotions rather than necessarily tell you. So looking out for signs like changing in their sleep, their appetite, their behavior, maybe having more outbursts, being more irritable, or struggling more at school can be some of those signs. And if you're worried, the best place I think to start is by booking an appointment with your pediatrician and talking to them to do some initial screening and get pointed in the right direction. Schools also do have amazing resources, so that can also be another starting point.
Because sometimes as a parent, you're not sure because you're with that child sometimes, 24/7, except for when they're at school and their activities. So it does help to get a different perspective, especially from a pediatrician. So you can get that advice from the pediatrician, but when do you feel it is a time to perhaps have your child see a psychiatrist?
Yeah, so as child psychiatrists, we're experts in complex cases. And so when a child's really struggling to function, they're not getting to school, they're not able to make friends, they're struggling with family life and having symptoms of a mental health condition, depression, anxiety, then it would be time to bring in an expert like myself. And what we do is we help with assessment, gathering information, diagnosis, and then come up with a treatment plan. And the one thing I do want to say is that as psychiatrists, we don't just prescribe medication. Treatment plans involve so much more: therapy, working with schools, parenting strategies, exercise, nutrition, you name it. There's a lot that goes into what we come back with to help a child.
Is it ever too early to bring in your child for an assessment?
I love that you asked that, because I always say it's never too early when it's with a child. Don't wait until it's bad enough or the child's in crisis, because with children's mental health issues, if we see them early, we can do so much. Early intervention really is key.
And what about perhaps the misconception that, but if we bring our child in too early, they're going to be labeled and that might do more harm than good?
Yeah, I always say the more information about your child, the better, and then you know how to support them. And luckily, stigma is reducing. Schools always have children with different mental health needs. It's much more common, I think, now to speak openly about it than it had been. And if we can get children support earlier, they're going to thrive rather than figure it out later when they're adults.
So in addition to making that first appointment with a pediatrician, what can parents do at home? It's hard, every day, I think, as the parent-child dynamic. I mean, what can parents do at home to support their kids?
Yeah, I have a couple tips. I think one is really prioritizing sleep, and there's so many pressures on kids' sleep, late sports practices. Keeping as much of a routine as you can is really comforting and helpful for children. The other thing I say is really make sure that you're finding ways to make your child be confident and really want them to be self-assured and feel positive about themselves. Don't aim for perfect children. they don't exist.
They don't.
The other things I would say too is really making sure your child has an area that they thrive. This kind of ties into the confidence.
Okay.
But whether it's a hobby, a sport, or just an activity you do, have one area of their life where they're having success is really key. And then, as we said, being a parent's really hard. So don't compare your parenting to someone else's. Every child is going to be different in what they need and what works for them, and that just gets us all down a rabbit hole that doesn't make us feel good.
And if a parent does feel kind of overwhelmed and not knowing where to turn, where can families get help in San Diego?
Yeah, so pediatricians' offices actually here have a lot of embedded mental health services. So our Children's Primary Care Medical Group with Radies has behavioral health within the pediatrics office. And then if it's a more emergent situation, we actually have an urgent care for behavioral health in Mid-City, which is amazing. And in a serious case where you're worried about safety or your child's really not acting like themselves, we have a specialized emergency room, the Copley Psychiatric Emergency Center at Rady Children's Hospital as well.
All right, Dr. Jenkins, thanks so much for joining us.
You're
We always
welcome.
appreciate your insight.
Yes, guys, well, welcome back to the show. Again, I just wanted to play that clip for you guys. And I think this whole month, we want to just not get to know what mental health is. And I think we want to kind of expand knowing more about mental health, how it affects people, not only, adults or elderly, but I think also children. So I think there was really more something based on that alone. I think that will maybe help any information out there, like help for the parents out there, or grandmothers or grandparents, or those out there who may see these kind of signs or symptoms of the children and be like, you know what, we may need to get them the additional support that they need to whatever situation they're going through at the time with this matter itself. So I hope it was educational and informative to you guys watching today on the show. So that was it for mental health. Like I said, quickly on announcements on here one more time. You guys can vote for me on the things I mentioned earlier in the show. If you haven't got a chance to, you can always replay the show all over again. It's already live on YouTube and on Facebook and on Twitch. So you're more than welcome to watch it later on your own time, your convenience, and definitely check out the things I mentioned earlier on announcements on the show. So prior to that, I want to add one more thing here. I didn't have a chance to because I'm running around and everything. I'm officially performing on this coming up actually. It's called the Breaks Show, and that'll be happening in Brooklyn. I believe it says their doors open at 9 p.m. So again, if you'd like to come through, support and show love, the information is there on the screen. If you see it there, it's in Brooklyn, and come through. Of course you have to be 21 over. That's a plus. But then that, you're just more than welcome to come support and check a girl out performing, and other artists as well performing on the show. So you're more than welcome to pull up and support with that in mind. Prior to that, a big shout out. I do want to make this announcement as well because there's so much going on. This week alone, I'll be in a few other shows as a guest on their shows. I want to give a shout out to them real quickly. Over here. Big shout out to DJ Mello. I'll be on his show coming soon. Christy, this week I'll be on her show. And there's another show I'll be on sometime soon this week, I think Thursday. Big shout out to them as well. I just want to announce that on here before I forget what that said and done. So with that in mind, before we get out of here, guys, again, happy Mother's Day. I know it's kind of finishing up now. Those who are watching later on, what the case may be. So with that in mind, so. Other than that, I want to thank our amazing guest for tonight coming on the show. The host of Queens TV Talk. Amazing show, by the way. Amazing platform she has as well. Miss Lona, thank you for coming on the show. Also, our artist who came this week as well today. By the way, I'm tired. He goes by Eseibio The Automatic. So definitely, guys, for coming and supporting the show. Thank you so much. Hold on one second. All right, guys, like I said again, it's always something with the live. It's out of my hands. But prior to that, I want to thank these amazing guests that came on the show tonight. With that in mind, we'll play one more time the two songs by Artist Eseibio The Automatic. It's called Free the Homeless and The Power of One. And with that in mind, we're going to close out the show. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys this Friday coming up. We have more guests coming in, so I'm excited. And again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, you're more than welcome to contact me on my Instagram, which is, one more time, @official Vero G. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you all. We're gonna close out with the 2 songs, and then after that, we're out of here, guys. So God bless you all. Have a great week, and I hope you guys stay safe and all that said and done. God bless you. Have a great day, guys. We're tuning out now, guys. Bye.
Well, all these groceries, way over 6,000 bags of groceries, being given away free. Tomorrow night, the Black Panther Party has organized the whole conference.
Eseibio The Automatic. It's a community revolution in progress. LA to the Bay, we feed the homeless. UEP Newton in, Bunchy Carter. From the infirmary to Lamert Park. Tell the black community, get registered to vote and get free bags of groceries. Stand up against police brutality. The LAPD and the OPD beat you down like Tupac and Rodney King for not wearing a seatbelt or just crossing the street. That's why I'm in your neighborhood, knocking on your door. In the ghetto, bringing food to the poorest of the poor. With the 10-point platform, study your lessons. We need protection against police oppression. You hungry? Come get something to eat. Let's play some dominoes and kicking in the streets, feed the homeless.
This is a new approach for the Black Panther Party, isn't it?
It's not per se a new approach. It's some new kind of work. Concrete survival program. Free food because people got to eat.
Feed the homeless.
People got to eat. Concrete survival program. Free food because people got to eat.
Feed the homeless.
People got to come down and get their free bags of groceries and also to register to vote.
Bobby Seals delivered the speech when Lil Bobby Hutton was only 17. Young black brother got shot by the police like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. From Brooklyn to West Oakland, time to organize the poverty programs. Get rid of the mental brainwash. Power to the people means we cut from the same cloth. Politics start with a hungry stomach, so when we see the racist cops, we don't run it. It's no pork on my fork. All the grandmamas sitting on the front porches. Come on down and fix you a plate. You can't ride your bike or roller skate. If you hungry, come get something to eat. Let's play some dominoes and kicking in the streets, feed the homeless.
There are a lot of grocery items still to be put into these bags, the biggest one being a fresh chicken. That'll be put in at the last minute tomorrow. The Black Panthers estimate that the value of each of these grocery bags is in excess of $10. Ed Arno for Eyewitness News in Oakland.
I want some of these young folks to get out here and get going. You don't have to have a political party. You can use Green Party or you can use Democratic Party. Use it. It ain't about, well, the Democratic Party is this Democratic Party. What's more important is how progressive in your heart, mind, and soul are you.
United we stand and divided we fall. An attack against one is an attack against all. When I was young, I was told, do not talk to strangers. But if it only takes one person to make changes, then you gotta speak to your neighbors. They live right beside you. They go to work every day, 9 to 5 for survival. After the bills get paid, they taking home pennies, but it only takes one person to change the lives of many, and it could be you. Don't be too prideful to ask for help. Just have some self-reliance, self-esteem, and self-respect. 1 + 1 is 2, and that equals me and you. Without each other, tell me what we gon' do? Old man sleeping in the hallways inside of the projects. Every action has a reaction, and every cause has an effect. Look into the sky, look at the moon, look at the sun. 1 million stars in the universe, that's the power of one.
How truly dedicated are you to people's human liberation? Dedicated to getting as much as possible legislation and policies passed that make human sense, you know what I mean? Which goes to human liberation. That's what the whole is about. It's like the Underground Railroad years ago. It was the white folks who run the post.
That, you know, as plus size woman, you're doing it. And I'm like,
Hood Baby.
but why can't you do it? And she's like, well, Mom, like, I'm not pretty enough. And she's
like when
she's
I
very
saw
pretty. And I was like,
about like
but you
what
are.
beat.
And she's like,
and we
but
just sit back and vibe to
I
it.
have this,
And when we was hearing it, like
body and
with
these
the way
stretch
the
marks,
beat
and
is
I'm
set
like,
up,
and
got the amazing
or
Maroon 5,
someone came up to me at a show and
that
like, I could
light
never do
jacket. So,
this. I
that
had
song was real
surgery on my
smooth,
neck
and
and I
I
have
could
this
we
scar, and
both
I'm like,
consider
and
ourselves smooth
I said,
people. You know what I'm saying?
to
So
me,
we just added
scars show
a
what we
little sauce
survived.
to
They're a
it.
badge of
We
honor.
just came at them and brought a little vibe to it,
It's
honestly.
not a flaw. It
Just a
makes you
little turn
unique.
up,
It
because
says,
I know
hey,
my
I did
first
this,
project
I
I came
accomplished this, I
more
lived
subtle.
through it, and I'm
I
better
came
for
more
it.
subtle
So,
because it was around February,
that's
around the time you got the
what
love,
I
you got the
really
pain, people going
predominantly
through breakups
love
around
to
that time
share with
frame as well
people,
too. So,
and
this time
just
around
bring
where
that awareness,
Like
because
that were
I'm I'm
Dre
plus size.
featuring
I'm
Hood Baby.
going out there,
How
I'm
did
doing
that
this
song
stuff.
came about?
All eyes are on me
is
when
it
I'm
really
doing this
honestly,
stuff.
like when
And
our songs come about,
I
like
still
we'll
struggle
hear a beat
sometimes. I remember going to
and we
one New
just
York
sit back and
Fashion Week.
vibe
I
to it.
had,
And we was hearing it, like with the
imposter
way the beat
syndrome,
is
and I
set up,
told this girl
got the
who's pretty
amazing
well known
Maroon
model, and I'm
5,
like,
you know what I'm saying,
I
that
feel like
light
I don't
jacket. So,
belong
that
because you
song
would
was
have all
real
these
smooth.